It's day 13, and what better way to start out a new day than a new outfit and a new haircut as well? It'd be nice if it wasn't raining inside my house, but here we are. Let's start the day.
Hey,
What's up, boss?
look alive, Gage.
Hey, boss, can we talk now?
Oh, if you'd like.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, sure, all things considered. Just been thinking is all. That whole thing with Coulter, I know we talked about it some, but it could be a sore spot between us.
You
yeah?
think?
I mean, here I went and turned on the overboss. Who's to say I wouldn't do it again?
It crossed my mind. Oh, there it is, crossed my mind.
The thought had crossed my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I guessed as much. Look, Coulter was a piece of shit. I've been real clear about that with you. But that was all on me. I'm the one who talked him into being overboss in the first place.
I sort of got that. We all make mistakes.
If he was so bad, why help him in the first place?
Oh, if I'd known it was gonna get so bad, I wouldn't have. Right then, I thought Coulter was what this operation needed. Big, strong, didn't take shit from nobody. The gangs would fear and respect him, and he'd listen to me. I'd use all my years of experience to help him run things. But he was stubborn, let shit go to his head. Ain't the first time I've seen it, honestly, but it was one of the worst.
Seems like you've got a decent head on your shoulders. You could always take charge yourself.
Nope, not me. That's not how I operate. One thing I've learned over the years, being the guy in charge also means you're the guy with the biggest target on your back.
Oh,
Whether
thank you.
it's another gang looking to take whatever you've scraped together or some punk thinking he knows better than the boss, there is always someone gunning for you. I don't want that target on me, but if I can be the guy just behind the guy in charge, well, that suits me just fine. If I got his ear, I can steer things in a direction that benefits me, and usually everyone else.
You're not going to manipulate me to do whatever suits you.
No, I know that. Shit, that's what I'm trying to say. You ain't like Coulter. That's what I'm getting at. You ain't like the other raiders I've run with. So far, you make a pretty damn good overboss.
For all the nothing I've done.
It's been fun running with you. I'm just saying, I'm starting to be glad we teamed up is all. All right, fuck it. You know what I'm getting at. Let's get going.
So you see my new armor here? It actually weighs 1 pound more than the equivalent vanilla set I was able to put together. As you see, the stats are quite comparable. Not identical, but comparable enough. But with introductions out of the way, let's get out into that rain and head off to Covenant. So we've made it as far as Starlight Drive-In, and it looks like the rain's let up. So as for the armor, the main reason why the stats really haven't gone up is because I have a bunch of legendary gear that's all tier 1 armor, but the legendary effects mean that there's not much point in switching over. Well, I shouldn't say not much point. You could argue that the higher defensive value of the tier 2 armor outweighs the legendaries. I wouldn't say that. I do have one piece of gear that's not legendary. Let's double check in case we see one. It is the left leg. So if I see some tier 2 left leg armor, I'll be sure to scoop it up. Now instead of just padded, I have padded and dense. So I have resists of 75 instead of 25% against explosives, which that's not half bad, right? You see, we should be coming up on whatever it is we're coming up on pretty soon. So as I mentioned in the last episode, let me see. I haven't come across a peaceful solution to this before. I'm sure it's well documented and all that, but this is new to me. Oh, teddy bear's cloth. Let's take that.
I'm gonna trust you know what you're doing. Wasting space on that.
So I'm gonna play this by ear and see whether or not I can talk these guys down. Like I said, I don't know what happens here. I'd rather shoot them up because I want the experience points, and I bet Gage would love that. But let's give it a
Just
legitimate
because
chance.
Jacob vouched for you doesn't mean you can enter the compound. Why should I let you in?
Because I will shoot you all. Let's go all the
I'm
way.
coming in, one way or the other. At least with the easy way. You still get to breathe.
All right. Have it your way. I'll take her to Dr. Chambers. She can decide what to do with you. Don't try anything funny. You've been warned.
I'm surprised I didn't get a Gage doesn't like that. Although I guess I did threaten him to his face. So I suppose that offsets the peaceful solution aspect of it.
Blythe! Hey, Blythe!
Yes, what is it, Manny?
I thought you guys were done with Subject 12.
Oh yes, the interview's over. I'm just reviewing the data on Question 4. It's fascinating, really.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Certainly.
Yeah, that's probably not the most tactically sound decision. Having a conversation like that while you have someone like me standing right next to you. Be better to say something like, "Hey, Doc, how are the lollipops going in there? And the starving children that we're feeding, and all those puppies? Are they all doing fine? Have they recovered from..."
First outsider that's been in here.
You know, that's not technically true.
Hey, extend the platform. Hoarding Center.
Stranger.
Is that Gage all the way back there?
Stranger.
You didn't have to stop walking.
Stranger.
Alright, let's see if we wind up having to shoot our way out of this. You know what, I probably should have grabbed, what's his name before coming in here.
Know anything about Stockton's caravan?
Investigating Stockton's caravan has arrived. Do you even know that his supposed daughter is in all likelihood a synth? No matter. Let me be upfront about this. There are two ways this meeting can end. We come to an agreement, or there's violence.
Well, I'm not leaving here without a guarantee that they're going to stop what they're doing. Yeah, let's
You
threaten.
really don't want to start a fight with me.
Agreed. Killing you would be a costly proposition. Let me pose a question to you. What would you do if your family was destroyed by a synth right in front of you when you were but a child? Would you roll over and accept it? Or would you do something about it?
So this is about vengeance. This scientific experiment that you're doing here is entirely about vengeance. Nice to know, you know, objective science is still alive and well, and it's important to point out that there are bad humans as well as bad synths
Are you
in
being
this world.
silent for a reason?
So to blame all synths for the act of one synth is like blaming all humans for the act of one human. So yeah, haven't resorted to torturing innocents. Although, yeah,
It sounds like you didn't let it go.
No, I did not. It may not look like it, but there's a war being fought.
and
As
you don't
long as
know
the
what war
Institute
is.
walks invisibly amongst us, they strike without warning and control us from the shadows. I've dedicated my life to devising a test to detect these hidden synths, to root them out so they can be extinguished. Isn't that a goal worth fighting for?
You have yet to establish that a synth is inherently evil.
You can't seriously want to kill all the synths.
We most certainly do. But we have to find them first. A living synth is indistinguishable from a human by any medical test yet devised. But it turns out psychology can detect a difference. Enter the safe test. The test is in its infancy, but through sacrifice and perseverance, our success rate is improving.
Not your sacrifice.
But your methods are barbaric. It's torture.
To improve the safe test, intense psychological pressure must be applied to our test subjects. It is distasteful, but necessary. Covenant is many things. A refuge for the broken people left in the wake of the Institute's rampages. A place of safety and healing. But most importantly, it is our one chance to end this age of paranoia.
I can think of a great way of ending a lot of paranoia right now.
If you let me dispose of Stockton's synth and continue our work, I'll match whatever reward you were offered.
That's a deal I won't accept.
Then you'll just have to kill me.
Don't try anything. You shouldn't.
That sure was fun. Huh, boss?
Okay, well, it looks like we get to shoot everyone
I may
anyway.
not know what any of this shit does, but I know it's shiny. It's worth something.
What just happened?
You're gonna regret this. Oh God! Don't look.
Well, at least this will make looting the place easier.
Something's out there. What the?
Let's see, what route do I want to use to clear this place out? Let's see if this gives me a tactical advantage. Not really. You can hear a turret. Oh yeah, there was a turret and it was up there.
Why's it gotta be so quiet?
Guess that's one benefit of having been escorted through here.
Check the doctor and all.
You hear something? Swore I heard something.
Oh, that worked. Remember that's the shoot the door open mod?
The intruder must be eliminated.
And to be honest, I figured maybe talking them down would mean that I wouldn't have to rebuild Covenant. But it looks like that's going to be happening. Yeah, well, I'm not going to scour the entire place looking for him. I'll be sure to find him on the way out while I'm looting. So I am going to loot this place and then get back here.
What the?
There you are.
The mission's must. Okay.
You're slippery.
Can I call dibs on whatever we find on them?
You can certainly call it, but whether or not
Trick
you'll
of the
get
light.
it.
What just happened? The mission's must.
So, what's been going on in here? If you read the computer terminals, which honestly I imagine you don't want to listen to me
What's that
read
noise?
read computer terminals for the next 10 minutes. Geez, there's a bunch more, eh? I thought I got them all. Anyway, so they've been using that safe test to attempt to determine psychologically the distinction between a human and a synth. Of course, given that they're using torture, this fails philosophically in every single conceivable way. It's not objective. It's definitely subjective in that it's motivated by vengeance.
Nothing after all.
The question being, would they still have bothered doing this if they hadn't been deliberately attacked by a particular group of synths? It fails from, well, obviously it fails from a libertarian standpoint because libertarians don't believe the end justifies the means. And even a utilitarian standpoint, which, you can justify just about anything from a utilitarian standpoint,
Was nothing.
there's no real evidence that this is actually going to pan out to be something beneficial. It's entirely guesswork as to whether or not they're actually going to see positive results from torturing and killing people. And while they may have seen some benefit to it, there's also a whole heck of a lot of confirmation bias involved in that. So realistically, there's nothing that's going on here that's reasonable. And I think that's one of the main problems with philosophical questions in Fallout 4. All of it's the easy road. You never really come across something that's a real thinker, unlike say Fallout New Vegas or there you are.
Heads up, boss. We ain't alone.
You never really come across any philosophical conversations that genuinely have you thinking about whether or not what you're doing is the right thing, or that both sides are kind of right and they're both kind of wrong, and you could have two people who are both intelligent and have them disagree on the subject, whereas there's just no possible argument where what they're doing is excusable. And so when I came in here hoping for a peaceful out, what I was hoping I was going to wind up with was an option to talk them down to get them to stop. But that didn't happen.
Thank goodness.
So I wound up getting a whole bunch of experience points. Did you just run away? That's really unsafe. I mean, did she just run away? I mean, I'm not seeing her. There's no map marker. Let's double check. No, it's just find old man Stockton. Okay. Hello. Oh, lucky that didn't go off. Alright, well, let's head on back to Covenant and see how they feel about what's gone down here. Well, yay for autosaves. I had a crash to desktop when I tried to load in. Looks like our friend the Rain is back. What is that map marker? And can I get rid of it? Yeah, we don't need that. So, before we take a look for Old Man Stockton, which is really the start of the next arc, let's take a bit of a walk back to Covenant and see whether or not they'll be more understanding than their friends in the sewers. I have a guess as to how they're going to feel about that. Nothing deliberately hostile yet. Although I'm completely hidden.
We're in for a fight.
It's a pity. I really would have liked to kept these guys as settlers. Probably should have just left the door closed. That being said, I would have kicked it down. I don't think that guy over there is armed. So unless he gets hostile, if he just wants to run away, I'll let him. Oh, well, so much for that. I guess the raider with me felt differently.
Nice try, asshole. But I'm still standing.
Are we gonna have to kill Deezer? I don't really care. The Deezer's Lemonade is pretty good super early in the game, but
Guess they thought heads up.
oh, don't tell me you're marked as essential.
Let's have some fun. You ruined everything.
Okay. Oh, good. Don't know why he would have done the almost dead pose that essentials do.
Not today, pal.
Is that the lot of it? I don't. Deezer doesn't seem to be aggressive. You know, you could have just run. You really, really should have just run.
We get something good. Finders keepers, am I right?
Alright, well. Oh. Well, that was certainly not exactly perceptive of me. Oh, Gage, come on. Alright. Now, as far as looting goes here, I don't have to loot the entire place clean. What I do want to get is the machine gun turrets, because their Rex will despawn, I think. And I do want to get the bodies, because they'll definitely despawn. But this is actually a settlement, so I get a free pass on looting this place whenever I feel like. Well, you can't tell this guy was the mayor anymore because he no longer has a head. I might wind up keeping his lucky hat, which was on his body, despite the fact it rather wasn't. I'm gonna do one more quick pass to make sure I don't miss any more bodies, because again, they'll go ahead and despawn. Although, how are we doing? I can now use the workshop. Okay. What I will do is go ahead and drop my junk in there. And let's see, carrot flower corn. Well, I may have got rid of all the settlers, but I did get me a deezer, and I have a cat, which might starve while while it's waiting for me to come and actually build a settlement here, which might not be soon. Now, kind of hoping that I'd bump into a trader in this direction. What I do want to do now, though, is head down in the direction of Hangman's Alley. And I want to do that by way of, the area where we meet Dance. Because I've been walking around that area instead of through it for quite some time, and it would be really helpful to have that area cleared out. Now, are there any places on the way where I can get, where I can sell stuff? Oh, I do believe I'm going to have to the Drumlin Diner. So I'm going to bounce off there and then quickly get back on track. So we're coming up on the area where we first met Dance. And it's this area over here that I want to start clearing out. There's not much time left in the day. I think it's about 5 o'clock. But let's get started. I was planning on going around the Corvega plant to the... Oh, shit. Going around the Corvega plant to the east, and would you please be in my line of sight? But this will have to do. Ooh, I am glad that I got that dense armor upgrade. That would have absolutely destroyed me. Nice to see the sun back out, though. Doesn't make it seem like as late as it is. So yeah, while Tier 3 armor may not make the big difference in terms of damage resist, that easily saved me right there. Oh, lucky 23%.
What's up, boss?
Be nice to get some legendaries. Generally speaking, oh well.
All dibs on whatever we find on them.
Generally speaking, there's more legendaries than this, or at least I seem to recall that you generally see more legendaries than this. I think I've been a little bit unlucky, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just remembering things differently. Every time you play, this winds up being a little bit different. You take a different tact in how you come at things, and you learn a little bit from the last times you've been through. Where is that fire coming from? So it's this road in particular that I wanted to not worry about. Although I'll slowly want to start clearing them out. You'll never actually completely clear out Boston. That's just not a thing that happens. This is really the last thing between me and Hangman's Alley. I'm surprised I haven't seen anything. I know there's enemies down there. Really? No, they're down there. Not a fan of actually heading down there to find them, but I mean, I certainly had a bit more of an advantage with the sniper rifle up top.
I thought they were kind of done for. Five stars. Next.
It's possible they got cleared out by something else, but stick with the silenced weapon for now. I think I heard a who? Aha!
What was that?
I hope they haven't been replaced with someone else. This is usually raiders. Oh yeah, it just said raiders, so. No, my rules of engagement are to shoot first and then figure out who they are based on how they scream in terror afterwards. Oh, these are terrible. The submachine guns. 14 damage from 45 ammunition. You can get it. Oh, what was it? 90 something
behind. If you can help.
out of 45 in a combat rifle. You recall in the second episode, I mentioned that survival does wind up getting a heck of a lot easier later on. Well, you're starting to see it here. Put that away. Although that does have a lot to do with the fact that I'm sort of sequentially pushing through Boston instead of chasing down the story missions. If I were chasing down the story missions, no, it's not what I'm allowed to take. By this time I'd be into some pretty rough areas. But for now, okay. So what I should probably do now, well, I'm gonna bump. Well, that's not the way across. I'm gonna bump through Hangman's Alley and drop off the junk that I have on me, and then what time is it? Unfortunately, I think it's not that late. It's a bit too late to really get up to anything though. You know what I can do? There's a mod with. Did I miss someone? I did miss someone. So there's a modded in location just outside of Diamond City. Might as well go hit that. It's definitely it's a must-have mod. It's actually where I got this set of armor and many others. It's one of the better armor sets out there. So let's go. When I say armor sets, I mean as in like many different items of armor available. So let's head on over there. Once we figure out how we're supposed to get back up. So, coming up around Diamond City, this location is just to the east. There's usually dogs here, so I have my, okay, friendly turret. I guess the, Diamond City guards took care of that. So tempting to set off an explosion in the middle of that. Wow, dogs do a lot of damage. And they're glass cannons, but... See, I think it just killed one of the Diamond City security guards. Oh, I just shot Gage in the back. Yeah, there it is. Need a bar, too.
Gotta be able to move quick if we need it, boss. Might want to drop some of that shit you're lugging around.
So I wasn't able to decide on anything to drop, but we're not going far, so we will slowly trudge. I grabbed all the gear. I mean, as long as you're overweight, you might as well be all the way overweight. Yeah, we're not going far at all. But it is really interesting. That dog took down a Diamond City security guard with no trouble. And that really goes to show how much you have to worry about them, especially in the early game. Although they never really stopped being somewhat dangerous. What's that door? That's not the door we're going to. So yeah, this is Ellie's Armor Compendium, and there are so many armors in this set. All of the armors are within the realm of realistic ratings. They're a little bit better than they probably should be, so I find myself having to tool down some other pieces of armor just to make sure that they match vanilla.
Well,
But
this is refreshing. You look like an actual paying customer.
sort of. I'm gonna hand you a bunch of stuff that I
I've got a
looted.
few minutes to browse.
No refunds.
So the really cool thing about this mod is all of the different designs. You can pick up the manuals for them, and you pick up the schematics for the armor bench, and then you can make all of the armor at your settlement. I do not need anything today, so I will take the caps. I'm back out front. Luna machine gun turret. I'm curious, what is this door? You know, this is someone's house. I am going to leave it. There doesn't seem to be anything too valuable there. I'll leave all of that one guy's possessions in the entire world be.
So you got one of those fancy vault suits? Was one size fits all?
So back in Diamond City, I am hoping that I'll be able to pick up some of that medium armor. It's interesting that the people here think that this armor is a vault suit. And no, I wouldn't call this a real vault suit. That's lovely, Percy.
Sure. Let's take a look.
No such luck off of him. No. Looks like Fallon's is closed as well. Oh well. What I will do, though, since I'm here, is raid their farms. So after the last couple of days, which were busy, I suppose day 13 was a bit of a slow one. We went after Covenant's secret facility, where we tried to make peace with them. Try being a relatively generous term, I suppose. Wound up shooting them all. Then went back to Covenant and wound up shooting them all. And then made a trek through the territory held by the ghouls just beside the police station. Wound up shooting them all. Found a raider ship. Wound up shooting them all. And then found some wild dogs and shot them all. And now we're back. I'm gonna decide what to do with this crumpled fedora here. Luck 1. Right now, an army helmet is represented in my armor set. I'm not wearing an army helmet, but it's, my weight calculations, my damage resist and everything. It's as if I'm wearing an army helmet. I'd have to drop 10 damage resist to get 1 point in luck, and that's a maybe. That's a maybe. But let's drop all this stuff that I stole from Diamond City. Well, not so much stole. I mean, they don't complain if you take it. And I dropped all the junk. And...
Huh?
Well, back in Hangman's Alley? Where the lights don't work? Okay, so something's wrong with the rendering in here. But under the light of my Pip-Boy, I guess that's the end of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.